Hello, welcome. Thank you for clicking on my video. Welcome to my channel. I am a professional tarot reader. I just wanted to share my tarot decks. Why? Because I love them. And I also love watching people's collection videos. And also that I'm ready to part with some, so I wanted to do this video before I do that, kind of a declutter. Okay, so let's get started. My very first, most beloved, most precious deck. It is my Rider-Waite-Smith. That's all I know about it. It's old. It has guided me through a lot. I don't have the box. I just keep it, stored like that. But that is the very first deck I ever had. Probably a lot of people start with that deck. It is probably my favorite. The cards, the physical cards, they're like, to me, perfect thickness, perfect. I shuffle like this. Like, they do that really well for me. I really like it. They're a good size. They're probably my smallest cards. Yeah, so the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, my very first deck. And then my newest deck, the Modern Love Tarot by Ethony. This deck I got because I get so many love readings, which I now love to do. I didn't always, but now I really do love to do love readings. So this deck is really good for that. There's a couple like really good relationship cards. Like, look at that Eight of Cups. Moving on, moving. Look at that Seven of Swords. I really love this deck so far. I haven't had it for very long. Like, that Hanged Man is pretty interesting. I love the gold edges. It shuffles pretty nicely. The cards are very big though, like it almost feels like an oracle deck size. But so far so good. I really love this deck. This book is awesome that came with it because it gives you general love meanings, single and loving it, ready for love, updating, committed relationship, struggling relationship, or the end. Like a bunch of different meanings based on the love situation going on. So I really, really, really like that deck so far. Mostly for the book. I'm actually, no, just to be perfectly honest, that's actually a pretty good one, but that's a good one too. Justice, look at that. I'm not crazy about the art style, but I really like the meanings of the cards and the idea of the cards. So Modern Love Tarot, really into that right now. And then we got the Dark Mansion Tarot. This one, it just caught my eye. I wanted it for so long and then I finally got it. It's all the way from Poland, but the art is just, I just really love it. Like, even this magician is interesting because it's more like a scientist than a magician. Like, this deck kind of feels like Tim Burton-esque. But I don't know. It just, the artwork is so cool. I really love this deck. This is my favorite card, the Devil, in this deck. Two of Cups. Yeah, so this card, I mean, this deck is really, I don't know. I think it is visually my favorite deck. It has a really nice finish, nice gilded, um, black, not gilded, but nice black edges. I like these backs, the feel of it. But I don't use it that often because for me it is hard to shuffle because of um, the finish of the cards. But I really do like it, and it has some interesting interpretations. Like the Three of Cups looks more like three's a crowd than friendship, I believe. And then the Sun card in this deck is really interesting. Look at that Four of Pentacles, though. Such good depictions. We've got Napoleon. I don't know, it looks like Napoleon to me. Look at that Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is one card that I always look to see if I'm going to buy a deck. I don't know, Nine of Swords is just my card. Maybe that's me. So that's the Dark Mansion Tarot. I love it. It's beautiful. I don't really use it in my professional readings though. That's mostly for me. And then the one that I do use for my professional readings, my classic Light Seers Tarot. This deck is, there you go, there's the Nine of Swords. Look at that Nine of Swords. Oops, that's upside down. So yeah, the Light Seers Tarot, it is my favorite regular deck that I use for readings. It's very diverse. I like the interpretations of the cards as well. Look at that Ten of Swords. See, that's that's a different interpretation than the traditional, 10 swords stuck in your back. So anyway, the Light Seers Tarot, I use this the most. There was a printing mishap, so these cards, like the physical cards themselves, suck. It feels like cardboard. And then even some of the things are like dented, but you know what? I don't care. I have a very strong connection with this deck in particular. I've been tempted, to kind of, oh, maybe I'll get a new one to get a better card stock. But no, I just can't. I'm loyal. I'm connected to that deck. Anyway, moving on. Then we have the Everyday Witch Tarot. I also love this deck. I like this deck because it's really simple. It's really easy to read. Like you can intuitively, you can just look at the pictures and get the idea of the card. Like look at the Hermit, go into nature. So that's why I used to really like this deck a lot. I still do. Like I use it when I'm trying to get a quick yes or no or just really simple answer. But on the same side, it's not complicated enough. There's not enough detail in the cards to where I feel like I use this when I'm trying to get a fast answer. This Everyday Witch, because yeah, I feel like there's not enough meaning shown in the cards. Even that we have the the ideas memorized, but still, it doesn't give me enough anymore. This Everyday Witch Tarot when I'm trying to get more like a shadow reading. Actually, that's not true. Okay. I sometimes like to use this one. I do sometimes like to use the Everyday Witch Tarot if I'm trying to look for a lighter, more playful meaning. I really like all the cats in this deck. I just think it's fun and playful and kind of a lighter readings. Then I'm going to reach for this Everyday Witch. And another witch deck. This is the Witch's Tarot. I am actually giving this one away for sure. I bought this one because I wanted to learn also. Well, I'm a practicing witch. But anyway, I bought this a while ago because I wanted to I wanted another perspective and I was after this book. So yeah, that's why I bought this. They've got a lot of like stuff in the book. Oh my gosh. Major arcana, numbers, court card meanings, like that kind of stuff, symbolism, blah, blah, blah. So I was just looking for like a new perspective. It gave me it. There's a couple different cards in there, like the devil, I think, is the shadow side or something like that. So just like a little bit, there's a couple cards that are a little bit different than the traditional one. But the reason I really don't like this deck and why I'm passing it on is because of the art style. It's like a digital drawing feeling, and I just don't vibe with it. Well, that card's really pretty, but and it's kind of like a medieval feeling. So Anyway, yeah, I'm passing this deck on. I did learn a bit from it. Oh, I like that mermaid though. But I don't know, I just didn't really connect with it. Three of Pentacles is interesting. I didn't really connect with it, so I'm passing it on. Another deck that I did not connect with, and this is blasphemy, I know. Everybody loves this deck, but it is Tarot of the Divine. I was so excited for this deck. I do really love the cardstock though. But I bought this deck because I wanted to learn more of the world mythologies and stories, lore, things like that. But I just never connected with this deck because I didn't like the artwork. I know everybody loves it, but I don't know. I just didn't. It was just too many layers. I guess that's Ariel. It was too many layers on combining the tarot and the traditional stories that I don't know. It was just I didn't connect with it the way I wanted to. But anyway, so I'm going to be passing that one on as well. Even though it's really interesting, I love the idea. It's just not something that I can use. I would keep it if I could, but I'm moving countries, so I kind of have to limit it to what I really love. Anyway, moving on. So those are all my tarot decks. I guess I'm keeping all of those, passing those ones on. I'm going to put them out of the way. Okay, let's move on to my oracle decks. I really love, love, love oracle cards. I use them a lot. Anyway, the only one I don't really use, we'll start with that, is The Universe Has Your Back. Actually, again, not exactly true. I use this for, oh, The Universe Has My Back. I use this for in my witch practice, but I do not use this for reading tarot cards at all because I don't connect with it but I really like it for some of my witchly practices. But anyway, but it's more like, I guess, affirmation cards. I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. The moment I realign with love, clear direction is presented to me. I am the loving energy of the universe. So yeah, it's for me not really good for an oracle card, but affirmations, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, and then I think my Moonology oracle isn't my favorite. No, it's hard to pick a favorite, huh? But anyway, I really, really, really love this deck. I use it for timing questions a lot, especially like the moon cycles and then the energy with the astrology. And I learned a bit of astrology just by this deck. I know a lot about my own sign, but I'm not deep into astrology. Moving on to Believe in Your Own Magic oracle deck. I really love this one. I love this one. This one is so good for like self-love, self-care, kind of self-empowerment. Yeah, this one is really good. Universe, we are all just stardust. Princess, you can be your own knight. Potion, remember to practice self-love. Stars, you can manifest your every wish. So yeah, so that kind of readings, I really love this oracle deck. Anything where someone needs encouragement, things like that, you can go. Moving on, we have the Work Your Light oracle deck. Now, this one I just got. It's pretty new to me. I resisted buying this deck for a long time because people said it had religious undertones, but it was on my list for a long time and I finally got it. I really, really, really like it. Don't dim your light to fit in, break the chain, the great gathering, it's all coming together. Soul tribe, the initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold, warrior woman, have you answered your deepest calling? Answer the call. So yeah, I really like this one. It's really good for big picture questions, I guess. I also like it because there's some yes or no cards in there, and I just think that's really cool. Look at this card, Awakening. Yeah, so when I want a quick answer, also, I go for that one. Work Your Light, Oracle. And talked about those. Finally, the Sacred Destiny Oracle. I got these ones at the same time. I really like them both. I use this one a lot for like an overall theme of a reading. Like, just that, exactly that, like an overall theme of a reading. Courage, relaxation, wonders, abundance, diligence, transformation, going forward, community, miracles, new beginnings, my favorite thing to get into reading, new beginnings. But anyway, so yeah, I really, really like this one, but I'm still learning these oracle cards, these ones that I got. Yeah, so those are all my cards. I have a lot. I'm gonna get rid of this one when I move. I can't bear to I can't bear to part with any of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's gonna be heavy. Anyway, so that is my collection. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you found that entertaining or informative if you're wondering about any of these decks. The Everyday Witch I would really recommend for beginners. If that's your first deck, that's going to be helpful. Also, the Light Seer Tarot is pretty good for beginners. It's accessible. And of course, the Rider-Waite-Smith. I wouldn't recommend this one because it's very expensive for your first deck, and there's no book. So, anyway, I don't know how to end a video. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you for clicking. I hope you found that interesting, and goodbye.